enough, you overgrown flying monkey?
You haven't seen the last of me, you insufferable do-goodness!
Hey guys, Solar here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection GameStop exclusive Goldar. What? Another Power Rangers video? I kind of promised this one yesterday, so we're gonna do it. Gonna do my due diligence and do it as I knock King Sphinx over behind camera. But yeah, Goldar. Had this guy for a while, never reviewed him, not sure why. I think I picked him up during the 31 Days of Halloween, so it just never came to fruition. I went on a bit of a hiatus after that. Not this past year's. That was only 13. The year before that, I did a 31 Days of Halloween, kind of as a bit of a tribute to Mr. Glenn Webb, rest in peace. But, yeah, I think I got this guy in like October of that year, 2019, before the world sucked. So, yeah, kind of funny. Power Rangers was like the Masters of the Universe of its day, I believe, because it went from Star Wars in the late 70s to Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, and Transformers in the 80s, which is kind of funny. Those all kind of existed in unison and lasted straight up until Ninja Turtles took over in the late 80s, and then Power Rangers came in the 90s and pretty much straight dominated, along with I guess the Toy Biz Marvel stuff. Pretty much just squashed the competition, which you know me, I'm quite a big fan of 90s television. I mean, Gargoyles is my favorite show. Never got into Power Rangers. I always thought it was kind of, no, for lack of a better term, stupid. Apparently the Japanese one's a little better, but I don't like reading subtitles, so, you know, sue me. But yeah, I never was really a big fan of Power Rangers. Always thought it was hokey, especially the way the Red Ranger talks. I don't know, man, that just seems like way too over-the-top ridiculous for me. The other characters aren't bad, but him, when he's in his Red Ranger mode, it's just ridiculous. The 90s, back when Dio and George Carlin were still alive and there weren't global pandemics trying to kill us. So, moving on from that dark note, he comes with a pair of alt hands. From that to alternate hands, the Overlord way. But he's got a grip hand for the right side and a fist hand for the other side. Probably gonna, I don't know, this hand's kind of loose in that peg there, so that's probably why I have him swapped out. But and I took out Lord Zed. But other than that, he comes with his mighty sword, his Goldar sword, which can be easier said than done to actually take out. Whoa, never mind, came right out. Again, I'm not gonna take the power effect off just because save a little bit of time. But there you go. There's his sword. It's just gray plastic. It's got the lightning on it. That looks really cool, actually. Wouldn't mind putting that with other figures. Kind of looks like Excalibur. Although Excalibur wouldn't have purple lightning on it, would it? He does also have the wings. Now, I prefer this version to the one without the wings, hands down. I think this is the better version. I think the paint might be a little better. And, you know, it's got the wings. As a kid, I used to have a very hard cover. It's like as hard as my wood floor here. I had a couple hardcover Power Rangers books. And one of them had Goldar and King Sphinx in it. And that's kind of why I like these two characters so much. It's because of that. I always thought they were cool looking designs. And who doesn't like a intergalactic Egyptian looking vampire monkey demon guy with wings? I mean, he's got a tail too. Is this guy a monkey? What is this guy? He's like a bat, monkey, demon thing. I don't know. Wild. That's what it is. It is super crazy. But As a kid, I had those books, and this guy was in there. So I'm like, that guy's cool looking, and so is the Sphinx guy. Little did I know his name was King Sphinx, and little did I know this guy's name was Goldar. I was a stupid kid. What do you want? And then Rita Repulsa was in there. That's the other thing. Rita Repulsa's got like the voice that's like nails on a chalkboard. Couldn't stand her. I'm sure the actress is a good actress, but man, that was just not their best work in my opinion. But again, I've only ever watched them in Power Rangers, so I really can't judge. But man, so Goldar's articulation. Getting back to the figure in hand, he's got a swivel in the head. That's really it. You can look up and down a little bit. You can pop the head off and remove this fur thing, which I don't know if this is his hair or just a cape piece or what, but it does get in the way of his neck a little bit, so you can take that off if you want. Shoulders go out to the side, far enough, I think. They do have a butterfly joint. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows, but they are really stiff at this top elbow. Really stiff. There we go. He can't really punch himself in his own face, but you can probably get close to it. He's got a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. This side is loose as crap, so I don't put the sword in this side because it just kind of flops around. He's got an ab crunch that works fine. It is a little floppy in between the detents. Then he also has a diaphragm joint that is a little floppy as well. Not great, but not terrible, I guess. It's got hips that can kick out a little bit and go back in. Not a lot of range out of those. Forward and back, it's not bad. He's got a thigh cut. He's got a double joint at the knee. That works okay. It's got a swivel at the foot with a rocker and a hinge. But the hinge doesn't give you a ton. Oh, it does. Gives you a little bit of back. And then he's got the wings, which the wings I'm going to use this side because it falls out less. They do have a hinge here that does work, as well as a swivel. And then they do hinge out here. Back in. They also have rotation here for some reason. So if you wanted to, you could do that. That looks kind of stupid, but okay. The option is there, I guess. But yeah, the wings are kind of crap on this. As much as I like them for the ornamentation, and I think they have a nice sculpt and some decent paintwork on them, the base here is kind of floppy where the hinge is. It's not as bad on this side. This side I tried to fix a little bit with some cold water and a deep freeze, an overnight deep freeze, and it's super floppy. So that's not good. This should have been a much more rigid PVC material to allow that to kind of maintain its pose, but alas it is not. So the wings are kind of, as it were. Not terrible, but not great either. I think they could have just omitted this joint here in the middle and just focused on the base joint. I might see if flipping them around works a little better, but I don't think that's accurate. I think they're supposed to be this way. This side's not bad, though. This side's okay. So standing him back up there. Let's take a look at some comparisons. First up here is Goldar next to the only other Lightning Collection figures I already have. We got Lord Zed, who again I reviewed a long time ago now, and King Sphinx, who I took a look at just yesterday. And I forgot to do this in the King Sphinx video, said I forgot to do it. But you could see all three of their power effects there. You got the crazy kind of snake looking one on King Sphinx's little shepherd's cane there. And then you got the lightning effects on Goldar's sword and Lord Zed's staff. So I have to say one thing about this line. They do go all out with the power effects, which is much appreciated, because it would have been nice if the Marvel Legends Dormammu got his own unique power effect like these guys all have. Lastly, here he is next to our two regulars. We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. And nope, Goldar is dwarfed by Spawn, who is pretty much supreme champion of being taller than literally most of what I review. So that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and while I do really like this figure, it does have a couple of shortcomings with some looseness in the joints, and particularly the wings not being the best. Again, I think they did the wings a little bit better on King Sphinx and wish they did the same here. That said, I do think I still prefer this version to the wingless Goldar. I don't know, it just seems like you're getting a little bit more bang for your buck, and considering you can't really find these in the store, and you'd have to get them at GameStop anyways, at least in my area, this isn't a bad one. I think this is one of the better figures in this line. Granted, again, I only have 3, but I really like this guy. It's literally an Egyptian-looking flying demon monkey guy. What more could you possibly ask for? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. Gotta show that algorithm who's boss right. Not sure what's next for the channel. Waiting on some BBTS stuff to come in, and by that I mean arrive on my doorstep, because I just shipped my pile of loot with my Motu Origins Wave 5 and Clamp Champ, and a couple other things are in there too. I'm not sure when those are going to arrive though, so waiting on that, waiting on some more Planet of the Symbiotes, and yeah, that's about it. Planet of the Symbiotes from Toy Biz, that is, the old 96 Venom line. Those will be fun for some Throwback Thursdays. But if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this figure, if you want it, love it, or hate it. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I will catch you guys later.